www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com.
That's just the anxiety setting in.
I know, but you've done it so many times, you're okay.
It's just the thing I've had since I was little, and it's gonna be that way for the rest of my life.
It's okay. It's okay. We came up with things to go through it, to ground. It gets easier with time. That's why it's gotten easier over the last 3 years. Okay, I'm gonna take this.
The time is 10 a.m.
I'm gonna start reading the intro.
Why am I whistling the Jeopardy theme song?
Do you want to read the intro, please?
Yes, yes. Right. Thank you for tuning in to the Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service. My name is Madison, and I'm here with Savannah.
Hello.
We invite you to listen to our broadcast both live and on demand. Our live sessions are available on the Blind Community Thrift Store YouTube channel Monday to Friday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. each week. Additionally, you can access on-demand content through the Audio Reader Network, which offers a wide range of audio materials for the visually impaired community. To explore content from the Audio Reader Network, please visit us at www.reader.ku.edu. The site provides details about accessing content via Amazon Alexa, Audio Reader Network mobile app, and information on receiving a radio to listen to the broadcast by KSMU Radio. All broadcasts are played over KSMU's subcarrier airwaves at 67 kilohertz on 91.1 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Contact Audio Reader Network for more information on receiving a pre-programmed radio. I'm going to start with the first article. This is from Check-A-Day Friday. And today, March 26th of this year, today is Legal Assistance Day. The article goes on to say, Legal Assistance Day recognizes that many contributions made to the legal profession by legal assistants. Legal assistants do work to support lawyers in areas such as corporate law, criminal law, immigration, and is that an L or a lowercase to I?
Litigation.
Litigation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Following on, I meant continuing on.
It's okay.
Anyways, their duties may vary depending on the type and size of the law firm they work at. But their contribution,
Where are we looking?
contribution, or is it,
Contributions
okay, they're vast.
are vast.
The following are just some of these duties.
Conducting.
I got it. Okay. Conducting legal research, such as research about laws, regulations, and legal articles. Investigating and gathering information about cases. One way this is done is by conducting appointments and interviews with witnesses, lawyers, and clients. Drafting contracts, letters, and other legal documents. Organizing files, legal documents, and correspondence, and keeping them up to date. Helping lawyers prepare for trials, hearings, and corporate meetings, and assisting them during them. And performing administrative and customer service tasks like greeting clients, answering emails and phone calls, doing accounting and billing duties, and scheduling meetings. I meant meetings.
Okay.
Should I read that part?
How to observe Legal Assistance Day?
First off, how to observe Legal Assistance Day. There's a link down below in the article that says what legal assistants do and how to become one. But how to observe Legal Assistance Day, it says Legal Assistance Day may be observed by thanking any legal assistants you know for their hard work. Learning more are other ways the day can be spent.
All right.
That one was kind of hard for me to read.
It's okay. All right. From the Springfield Daily Citizen, City Council refers eminent domain ordinance for Hotel of Terror to August 4th ballot.
Hang on, quick sec. Go.
Springfield voters will decide whether to allow the city of Springfield to use eminent domain to acquire the Hotel of Terror. Article by Jack McGee. The article starts with a photo of the Hotel of Terror front, where it has the logo Hotel of Terror and the building number 334.
It definitely looks haunted. Sorry.
It's okay. The Hotel of Terror on North Main Avenue, photo by Shannon Kay. Springfield voters will be asked whether to allow the city to use eminent domain to acquire the Hotel of Terror, a longtime haunted house attraction in downtown Springfield. After declining to repeal the ordinance authorizing eminent domain, the Springfield City Council on March 23rd unanimously approved a measure to place the ordinance on the August 4th ballot, triggered by a referendum petition submitted by Hotel of Terror owner Sterling Mathis in February. Mathis' parents opened the business since 1978. Having asked council members at the March 9th meeting to repeal the condemnation ordinance and return to the table to come up with a fair deal in good faith, Mathis told reporters following the March 23rd meeting, where he was surrounded by supporters, that he was disappointed with their decision. While negotiations can continue between now and the August 4th election, Mathis said he was prepared to launch a campaign and get the people of this town to vote, while noting that it likely wouldn't start taking shape until close to the election. The measure approved by the City Council on Monday night proposes the following ballot language. Shall the City of Springfield, Missouri declare the necessity of acquiring certain real property for the purpose of replacing the Main Avenue Bridge over Jordan Creek, which the Missouri Department of Transportation independently rates as poor and recommends replacement. This project would be paid for in part by federal funds. Should voters favor the city and approve the use of eminent domain, a legal process would ensue in which a Greene County Circuit Judge would appoint 3 interested residents to determine a fair price for the property. Mathis or the city could appeal the decision to a jury. Main Avenue Bridge faces potential closure. In December 2025, the City Council approved the ordinance authorizing the city to use eminent domain to acquire the Hotel of Terror located at 334 North Main Avenue, based on the city's assertion that the building must be demolished to make way for the replacement of the adjacent Main Avenue Bridge, as the two structures, both over 100 years old, are structurally interconnected. Classified by the Missouri Department of Transportation as structurally deficient, the Main Avenue Bridge is currently rated a 2 on the National Bridge Inventory 9-point condition scale. If the rating drops further, the bridge, which already has a 10-ton posted weight limit, would have to be closed. While MoDOT typically only inspects bridges once every 2 years, it now inspects the Main Avenue Bridge every year due to its condition. In addition, the bridge acts as a choke point along the Jordan Creek, putting dozens of nearby properties at risk of flooding, according to the city. There is a photo of the eroded concrete that exposes the beam structure on the Main Avenue Bridge, which is what is classifying it as structurally deficient. The photo is provided by the City of Springfield. To address these issues, the city is planning to replace the bridge with a larger structure that will accommodate increased stormwater capacity as part of a larger effort to reduce flooding and improve water quality in the Jordan Creek Basin. The new bridge is expected to reduce the flood elevation of 66 properties by 2 to 3 feet, according to previous reporting.
Is that why it closed down? Sorry.
It's okay. One project by itself doesn't provide the need, but all of them together provide a significant benefit in flood reduction. Dan Smith, the city's director of public works, said,
I was talking about the building. That's why it closed down?
I don't know, I gotta continue reading.
Sorry.
It's okay. One project by itself doesn't provide the need, but all of them together provide a significant benefit in flood reduction, Dan Smith, the city's director of public works, said at the March 9th meeting regarding the multiple projects along the Jordan Creek. The new bridge would feature 2 vehicular lanes, a 2-way bicycle track, and an Americans with Disability Act compliant sidewalk. A total of $7.5 million has been allocated for the project, including about $4.5 million in surface transportation block grants and $3 million in city tax revenues. Final design of the bridge replacement project, which has been in the works for several years, is expected to be completed this spring. One of the key projects along along the creek and renewed Jordan Creek, which aims to unearth a portion of the creek and provides a natural urban amenity while reducing flooding issues, improving water quality, and encouraging economic development in downtown Springfield. There is a photo of Dan Smith, Springfield's Director of Public Works, while he is speaking about the Main Avenue Bridge at the November 17th, 2025 Springfield City Council meeting. He is standing in front of a screen that has an image of the proposed bridge, where the new bridge would go and where the current bridge is. He is blurry as he stands in front of the clear proposed image.
But the hotel itself is in clear view.
Yes, the hotel itself on the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah. Work on the renewed Jordan Creek Phase 1 project is already well underway, with the project area extending east of the bridge and intending to include the Hotel of Terror property. The city has tried for years to acquire the property from Mathis to no avail. Negotiations between the city and Mathis have been unsuccessful, which prompted the city council to authorize eminent domain first in 2023 and again last December. Both times, Mathis has submitted a referendum petition forcing the city council to either repeal the condemnation ordinance or put it on the ballot for voters to decide. The first time, council opted for the former, allowing negotiations to continue. In earlier 2024, Mathis and the city reached a tentative agreement on a $2 million sale price, which he initially wanted to sign the purchase contract because his attorney was out of the country. Or waited to sign the purchase contract. Mathis later declined to sign it altogether and has since increased his offer on multiple occasions, most recently to $3.5 million. The city's most recent appraisal of the property, prepared by Southwest Valuation, was an effective date of June 9th, 2025, valuing the property at $315,000. I'm sorry. $300 and $1,500, yeah, thousand. I apologize. In August, Mathis obtained a separate appraisal that valued the business and real estate at $1,287,000, and the real estate alone at $358,000. Mathis City offered different perspectives on change in building code requirements. Mathis said his latest offer is intended to offset the cost of recreating the Hotel of Terror, which he plans to do within the nearby building at 701 West Wall Street, which houses his other haunted house, Dungeon of Doom. The cost of renovating and expanding the building in order to accommodate the Hotel of Terror, Mathis contends, increased significantly when the city required the project comply with different sets of building codes than those he believed he was expected to follow. Specifically, Mathis claims that he was initially allowed to follow the International Existing Building Code, which governs renovations and repairs of existing buildings, but that the city is now requiring compliance with the International Building Code, which primarily pertains to new construction. There is a photo of Sterling Mathis as he speaks to two reporters. He is wearing a "Monsters Are Real" shirt as he faces the reporters, holding a piece of paper and gesturing off camera. 3 people stand behind him wearing Hotel of Terror merch.
Are they actually in the building itself?
It does not specify in the caption.
Oh.
He is in an undisclosed building that has 2 beige walls.
Yeah, it doesn't look horror to me, you know?
2 years ago, with the contract, they offered me $2 million, and we were going to do it. We were ready, Mathis told reporters after the city council voted to send the last condemnation ordinance to the ballot. And then that's when we applied for permits, and they told us no, that you have to have an elevator now. You have to do this and this. That's why the price changed, or that's why that changed in price. Mathis said he would be willing to lower his offer price if the city would allow him to renovate and expand the Dungeons of Doom under the International Existing Building Code and construction type IIIB, which relates to the fire resistance rating of the building. They paint this story like I'm some kind of greedy person, and I'm not, Mathis said. The only time I change prices is when they change the rules on me. In a statement provided to media following the March 9th meeting, Martin Gugel, the city's director of Building Development Services, said the changing scope of the project necessitated a change in applicable code requirements. Mr. Mathis verbally communicated his plans to us over the years prior, Gugel said. Those plans changed often, which made it hard for us to determine the exact building codes that would apply, but all of them had vertical and horizontal expansions as part of them. We first learned of his plans for expansion after the $2 million offer was agreed to by the city. This is when the applicable construction type changed based on those verbal discussions. Prior to that, our understanding was that it was going to be a simple move of existing Hotel of Terror operations to the new building. As a part of the project, Mathis plans to nearly double the footprint of the Hotel of Terror and increase the existing footprint of the Dungeons of Doom by 11%. Mathis said the expansions of the Hotel of Terror is necessary under the building code requirements of the city. I have to have double the square footage to do a proper haunted house, Mathis said. I can't do it in the way it is now unless they let me build it tight like it is, tight and claustrophobic. In order to do that, I'm going to need more room.
I'm gonna read this part later.
Okay, you don't need to tell me that. We can just read it when it comes to the time.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
The article is broken up by a draft site plan of the Dungeons of Doom located at 701 West Wall Street. These are the plans that Mathis is going to use to renovate and expand to accommodate the Hotel of Terror. It has the new sections in blue, which is a whole extra building, and the current sections in red, which is the building that is facing the street.
I was going to say, what's with the red and blue colors? Is it like a different design?
That is why I explained it.
Yeah.
All right. As for the Dungeon of Doom expansion, Mathis previously said that it would cost less to build on top of the current structure. It's fine.
Sorry, just
okay.
asking if you were okay.
It's okay, Madison. Mathis previously said that it would cost less to build on top of the current structure rather than to utilize the upper floors of the building's adjacent tower, which he said would require costly external fire escapes. A site plan submitted to the city also shows plans for a new tenant space in the Dungeons of Doom building. However, Mathis said he does not have plans currently to lease a space, but was merely seeking approval now in order to potentially do something with it down the road. On the blueprints, my architect told me if I ever wanted to do anything down the road, I need to put it on here now, because I was never going to get approval from these guys again, Mathis said, emphasizing that none of the money from the city would go towards renovations on the proposed tenant space. Jensen, cultural value of Hotel of Terror hard to calculate. In a prepared statement prior to the City Council voting to refer the condemnation ordinance to the August 4th ballot, Mayor Jeff Schrag indicated that even if Mathis was allowed to renovate and expand the Dungeons of Doom under the International Existing Buildings Code, he would still be required to make significant upgrades to the building. Even if the existing building code could be used, the proposed size of the scope that is being proposed would still require the entire building be brought up to current minimal life, health, and safety codes, which includes fire and accessibility issues, Schrag said. Schrag also pointed out that the site plan provided by Mathis was not considered official, and that no complete set of stamped nor sealed drawings have ever been submitted to the city of Springfield for the relocation of the Hotel of Terror into the Dungeons of Doom. A draft of a site plan was submitted to Building Development Services in November of 2025. But those plans were not sealed by an architect or an engineer, thus they cannot be considered at this time official, Schrag said. There is a photo of Mayor Jeff Schrag as he presides over a meeting at the Springfield City Council on Monday, October 20th, 2025. He is wearing a blue shirt, sitting down in front of a laptop as he addresses the crowd. While recognizing the cultural value of the Hotel of Terror, Councilmember Brandon Jensen said it is important to understand the importance of making improvements in this community, such as the replacement of the Main Avenue Bridge. This has been a long-standing project over now several decades where the city is engaged in land assemblage, communication, design alternatives to figure out the best way to both improve our transportation infrastructure and improve stormwater infrastructures that serves 10 square miles of our city. And we hear about stormwater issues all the time, Jensen said. Jensen said that the core issues with the Hotel of Terror is fair treatment and how the city treats property owners fairly when it must utilize eminent domain. The way that we typically do that is to use a railroad repeatable calculation or dollar amount to determine how much a property owner should receive in terms of compensation when negotiations do not lead to a successful outcome, Jensen said, acknowledging that doing so is made more difficult when a property also has cultural value. The purpose of just compensation, Jensen said, is to ensure the government is using taxpayer dollars wisely and effectively. If we allow individuals or property owners, as was done in the past, to say, "This is the value of my property and this is what you must pay me for," it opens the door for waste, fraud, and abuse by the government, Jensen said. And so it's important that no matter what we do, we have a rational calculation for determining value of property. That's why just compensation was created. Jensen said the $2 million offer agreed to by the city attempts to compensate for the cultural value of the Hotel of Terror at a level that can be justified in terms of utilizing taxpayer dollars. Article is broken up by a photo of Brandon Jensen as he addresses the crowd and speaks in front of a laptop and a placard that says his name and council member, Springfield, Missouri. Photo provided by Jen Wilson. While recognizing the need for some amount of expansions of the Dungeon of Doom building to comply with building codes, Jensen argued that Mathis' $3.5 million offer does not meet just compensation, in part due to his plans to expand the footprint of Dungeons of Doom in addition to the Hotel of Terror. While I can certainly understand a business owner wanting to make additional improvements to their property in tandem with relocating another business to that site, I struggle to understand why it should be the responsibility of taxpayers to pay for that cost, Jensen said. Both Jensen and Chirag said they hoped negotiations could continue to avert the need for eminent domain. Mathis said he was willing. It's okay. Mathis said he was willing to continue negotiations. However, he's also expressed concern that even if voters side with him in the August 4th election, the city would initiate eminent domain proceedings again. Asked if he would be willing to sell the property for $3.5 million if voters reject the city's use of eminent domain, Mathis said it would depend on the cost of construction materials. In addition, whether he's able to reopen the Hotel of Terror could play a role, Mathis said, citing ongoing flooding problems that he believes are a result of city's work along the Jordan Creek. Mathis indicated that he was considering pursuing litigation of the Hotel of Terror experienced floodings as the result of heavy rain. And that is the end of that article.
Thank you, Savannah. Speaking of rain, funny you brought that up because next article is from Ozarks First. It talks about today's forecast with the article with the article saying temperatures take another plunge on Friday. This is by Tom Schmidt, posted today at 5:10 in the morning and was updated the same day, only 25 minutes later. The article goes on to say another high temperature record fell yesterday and will break one more today. Temperatures will soar to the upper 80s and low 90s this afternoon. This is a classic, quote, record warm meets strong wind kind of day. And the fire danger will be elevated this afternoon. There's a 2-picture panel of most accurate forecast of wildfire danger.
It is explaining that in each of the local counties what the temperature, the proposed temperatures would be, up in the upper 80s and the lower 90s, with wildfire danger in the left corner.
And what is future gust wind? It's got like 30, 33, 26.
The next graphic shows the proposed wind ratings to show why there is a wildfire danger within the high temperatures, with the ratings being in the low to mid 30s.
The big warm-up is once again followed by a big cool-down. While not crazy cold like last time, we'll go from near 90 degrees today to the mid-50s tomorrow. This is thanks to a cold front moving through the area tonight. There's a two-picture panel again. Can you?
So
What
the
do-
first graphic.
What do people call these?
Madison, hold on. The first graphic shows the proposed temperatures for tonight, which are in the mid 40s to high 50s.
Yeah, upper 50s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
While the proposed weather for tomorrow is rainy in the mid 50s to mid 60s.
And just like what Savannah said before, yes, tonight is in the low 40s, upper 50s, and it seems where it's all going to be cloudy, but tomorrow there's going to be a ray of sunshine. Or
It actually looks like it's going to get cloudy tonight, and it's probably going to rain and storm tomorrow. Would you like to continue reading? to explain?
yes, just like what Savannah said. Yes, thank you. There is also a low chance for scattered rain showers overnight and a possible clap of thunder or two. The risk for severe thunderstorms tonight looks to stay well to our northeast into Illinois and Indiana, although a stronger storm can't be ruled out in central Missouri. There's another panel.
There's another
And-
graphic labeled storm risk, and it has the upper end of the Ozarks with the low storm risk, while the futurecast has it moving further down the Ozarks.
Also in the green.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little panel, there's a little box next to the panel, and it says what to expect. After 10 p.m., expect some quarter-sized hail and very low risk overall. Stray showers will linger out the door Friday morning, and it'll feel chilly in the upper 40s. Pair that with a breezy north wind, and you'll be reaching for your coat again. Friday will start gloomy, breezy, and chilly, but we may end the day with sunshine occasionally poking through. Now there's a big weather panel, and it shows most of the bottom of Missouri in white, where it indicates snow.
Oh, it does not indicate.
Snow or
It's going to indicate fog and rain.
oh yeah, because green is also rain.
Mm-hmm. And the paragraph below explains it.
We dip into freezing Friday night, and while Saturday may begin cold, we do start to recover in the afternoon. Temperatures will rise into the low 60s on Saturday and into the mid 70s by Sunday. A really nice weekend overall. Yes. Saturday it says light freeze. It'll be in the upper 62.
It'll be in the lower 60s. And then at night,
It'll be in the low 30s. And then on Sunday, we'll be in the 70s, and at night, it'll be in the 40s. Another breezy and spring-like pattern recharges early next week as we round out the month of March. April begins next Wednesday. Already? And it may come with a chance for scattered rain and thunderstorms. Well, April showers bring May flowers. Long range, the first half of April should be wetter than normal as waves of scattered showers and thunderstorms move through. The article ends with a precipitation chances. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's all 0%. Tuesday is 10% of rain, but Friday, heading to Wednesday, is a 40% chance of storms. And that's it for that article.
Mhm.
By the way, April showers bring Mayflowers. You know what Mayflowers bring? Pilgrims.
Very fun. All right.
But yes, that's it for that article.
From the Springfield News-Leader, Drury D1 hockey season ends in overtime at national tournament. Article by the Drury Athletics Communications Department, special to the News-Leader. Maryland Heights, Missouri. The Drury D1 hockey program built on historic 2024-2025 inaugural season with its second straight American Collegiate Hockey Association National Tournament appearance to close the 2025-2026 campaign last week in St. Louis. After inaugural 2024-2025 season, in which the Panthers finished the regular season as the number 9 team in the country and qualified for the ACHA National Quarterfinals, Drury continued its rise in the D1 hockey. Ranks with another captivating campaign, with the Panthers climbing as high as number 4 in the national ranks in January. The article is broken up by the Drury team celebrating together as at the end of their with an overtime loss during its first post-season match. Celebrating after their first season match in St. Louis. There are 3 members that are hugging near the wall in uniform. With a top 8 ranking, the Panthers earned a first-round bye at the national tournament this season before matching up with number 11, Calvin, in their opener at Centene Community Ice Center. The Panthers jumped out to an early 2-0 lead on goals from freshman Nolan Boucher and junior KT Walters, but the Knights picked up a late first-period goal to pull within 1 heading into the first intermission. Midway through the second period, sophomore defenseman Lucas Sidonwick scored a power play goal to give the Panthers their 2-goal lead ahead, but just 5 minutes later, the Knights would again pull within 1. It didn't take long in the third period for the Knights to tie the game, resulting in a tense final period, with the Panthers generating multiple opportunities to regain the lead. Nevertheless, the game headed into an overtime, where the Drury confidence was high, considering its perfect 4-0 record in overtime during the regular season, as well as the performance of sophomore goaltender Joseph Kuchazlo, who faced 35 shots in regulation. The Panthers controlled much of the play in the extra period, including earning a power play opportunity 5 minutes into overtime. But late in the first overtime period, which would turn out to be the longest overtime game of the year's tournament, the Knights took advantage of a scramble in front of the Panthers' net, converting a goal to end the Panthers' season. Despite the setback, the Panthers completed an impressive second year at the ACHA D1 level, finishing the regular season 23-4-0 for a combined program regular season record of 49-6-0 in their 2 years of D1 hockey. Kuchazlo led the way in net for the Panthers with 16-4-0 record on the season. Offensively, the Panthers were led by sophomore Danielle Yerpri, 35 points, and Anmol Garcha, 34 points, while Walters also hit the 30-point mark with 31 points. In all, 16 Panthers players finished the season with double-digit points. All right. That's the end of that article.
Next article is once again by Ozarks First. It's similar to the first article that I read, but it has a different title. Study finds large temperature swings are bad for your health.
This is very different from the article. It does include weather.
It does include weather, but it's a totally different article. Anyway, it is again by Tom Schmidt and was uploaded today at 7:04 in the morning. Yes, like I said before, March of this year, 2026, has come with one extreme temperature to the next. Springfield has experienced 5 temperature swings of around 25 degrees or more in March, and our 6th dramatic drop is on the way. Several people have told me that the weather is making them feel sick, and it turns out there may be some truth to that. Several studies have been conducted to examine the impacts on our health, and several studies have been conducted to examine the impacts on our health caused by these dramatic temperature swings, and the risk for negative health side effects increases when the temperatures swing big. Allergies too.
Keep reading.
A study done by the University of Michigan found that the risk of a heart attack increases by 5% for every 9-degree change in temperature from one day to the next. The risk specifically increases when the temperature when the temperature change is greater than 45 degrees, either warm or cold. The study suggests the risk for heart attack increases with these swings due to hot and cold weather, both adding stress to your body's ability to circulate blood through your veins. Veins constrict a little cold. They constrict a little during colder weather, and your heart pumps faster during warmer weather. These reactions lead to an increased risk of a heart attack in certain people. Another study from the Cleveland Clinic is also identified negative impacts on health during daily temperature swings. For example, going to 90 degrees to 50 degrees in 24 hours almost always means a cold front is involved. Cold fronts often bring dry air into an area, which can irritate our sinuses and eyes. Temperature changes can usually come with pressure changes too. A sudden drop or rise in pressure can lead to joint stiffness, migraines, and even fatigue. If this sounds like you, then you may be right in blaming the weather. That's it for that article.
All right. From the Springfield Business Journal. Sports facility to bring year-round employment to Branson, mayor says. The article starts with a photo of the Branson Mayor, Larry Milton, as he gives his State of the City address. He is facing a crowd in a gray suit standing in front of a podium, as well as a background of American flags and the Missouri flag. Article written by Karen Crago. Branson's State of the City address by Mayor Larry Milton highlighted 2025 milestones ranging from improved online systems for the city to a revitalized downtown to plans for a year-round sports facility. All of this success is exactly what can happen when a community comes together with a shared vision and partnership with local government, he said at last night's address. When they come together in partnership, that can produce real results. Milton, who sustained a spinal cord injury in July 2025, has been mostly dependent upon a wheelchair since, stood before his remarks to lead the audience in the Pledge of Allegiance. The crowd quickly rose with him with a sustained round of applause. I was going to say, please join me in standing, he said. Thank you very much for that. The city completed a downtown streetscape project in 2025, a $5 million investment completed under budget and month ahead of schedule. Milton said, ahead of schedule, Milton said. A new police facility was also delivered on time and under budget, he added. The city also conducted what is called a red tape review initiative in 2025, Milton said. Our goal code was simple, make it easier to work with the city of Branson, he said. After getting feedback from our community and reviewing sections of our city code, it updated them to better reflect the needs of our growing community. The project included improvements to building permit fee calculations, land disturbance regulations, and procedures for addressing dangerous buildings, resulting in processes that were cleaner, more efficient, and easier to navigate, he said. At the same time, the city's planning department completed a major system refresh of CitizenServe, the city's permitting platform. The update modernized the system, removed outdated processes, and streamlined the online permitting experience to make it more user-friendly for residents, contractors, and businesses, he said. This month, the new city business licensing model went online, removing a previous all-manual and paper process to replace it with fully online experience, he said. Additionally, the city offers an open finance dashboard that is fully updated weekly for residents to review. Together, these mean less red tape, more transparency, and a city of Branson government that works faster and smarter for the people we serve, he said. As we continue moving at the speed of business, we're focused on staying responsive, removing obstacles, and delivering results. Milestone year. Milton said 2025 was a milestone year for Branson, with more than $68 million invested in development in the city, according to building permit valuations. The Planning and Development Department conducted more than 6,000 inspections in the year. That level of private investment sends a clear signal. Confidence in the city is strong and the momentum we're building is real, he said. Branson is open for business. The city also had a big year for its live shows and entertainment. In 2025, the theater tourism tax increased by 22%, and amusement tourism and tax collection rose by 9%, Milton said. The tourism tax fund surpassed $20 million for the first time in the city's history, he added. These are not just small shifts, he said. They represent visitors choosing Branson's theaters as an important part of their vacations and celebrations and their memories. Additionally, he said city revenues increased by 9% over 2024. These numbers represent more than dollars, he said. They represent momentum, they represent opportunity, they represent prosperity, they represent the confidence that residents, visitors, and investors all have in the future of our city. Milton also unveiled a new flag for the city. With a white background, it features the name Branson in a stylized blue script over a red shooting star detail that encircles in all caps, Missouri. The initiative was led by Alderman Marshall Howden, he said. As it flies across our city in the months and many years ahead, may it serve as a reminder of our deep love for our community, the freedoms we cherish, and the responsibility we share to carry those values forward for generations to come, Milton said. Indoor sports facility. Milton said that last summer the city approved a $400 million tax increment finance property that will include I do apologize. That will include the development of a municipal indoor sports facility. This initiative reflects the growing opportunity we have to expand tourism and combat their traditional workforce issues of seasonal employment, unsustainable year-round income, and added strain on overall community stability, he said. Milton said the city has talked about the need for year-round employment for decades. This indoor sports facility will get us to the year-round employment that we've all just talked about, he said. A facility like this would ignite potential for year-round stable economy for Branson, capable of hosting regional and national tournaments, especially during key winter months. Milton said the project is not just about building a facility, but about strengthening and smoothing Branson's economy and expanding the tourism season and the type of visitors who will come to the city. The Board of Aldermen has approved additional studies by the Kansas City office of Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors, LLC, in the amount of $135,000, he said. When the board approved this, they showed their wisdom. It is wise to spend $135,000 and take a little bit more time to really nail down the numbers before we're going to commit to a $50 million or $75 million development in Branson. Milton said that information needs to be available before the board sits with the community to get its input. If the project in 2025 showed us anything, it's that pursuing big ideas and researching for new heights is exactly what our community deserves from its leaders. Other projects. Milton said 2026 would focus on trails through developing a new mountain bike park and trail connectivity to give residents and visitors a new view of the Ozarks. Last year, he said, the city expanded its campgrounds. This is generating more revenues to reinvest into our cherished city parks, he said. Also last year, the city worked on upgrades across parks through a community asset replacement program, and roadway paving projects were conducted across the city and will continue, he said. This city is also engaged in a $70 million initiative to renew its central infrastructure, beginning in the Hiawatha Heights neighborhood. After we finish in Hiawatha Heights, we're going to continue marching down the road to the next neighborhood, and the next neighborhood, and the next neighborhood, he said. We're also investing in the design works of the next neighborhood as we're completing the work in Hiawatha Heights so that we can just continue seamlessly working on the neighborhoods. Milton said that his plan is to engage bond counsel and release bid documents for the Branson 76 improvement project. He promised that these initial steps to improve the city strip would be completed within the next 30 days. If we continue to serve with purpose and stand together as one community, I truly believe there is no limit to what Branson can achieve, he said. Audience reaction. Alderman Clay Cooper, a Branson entertainer and theater owner who assisted with city leadership duties during Milton's recovery, said Milton's speech highlighted the accomplishments the city has realized in its last few years. The sports facility is very exciting, the downtown renovation is beautiful, and the tourism numbers are up, Cooper said. It's looking good in Branson, and I'm just proud to be a little part of it. Becky Dewsbury said she's also excited about the sports facility. As a regional director for Westgate Branson Lakes Resort and board member for the Branson Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce and the Branson Lodging Association, she said she promotes the city at trade shows around the country, and people are excited about sports. I can't tell you how many appointments I've sat at where they've said, "Have you built anything yet? Do you have anything yet? We're ready to come. Do you have any facility for us to play in?" She said, "I think that the paint won't even be dry on the walls and we'll have tournaments lined up." Greg Baker, Executive Vice President and Chief Leading Officer of Branson Bank, also expressed enthusiasm for the sports facility and the chance to promote year-round employment in the city. And he is also appreciative of the fact that the city is soliciting a study to ensure it pursues sports tourism effectively. But Baker also keyed in on Milton's declaration that 2026 would be the year of the trail, with efforts put towards expanding multi-module transportation in the city. I'm really excited about that, he said. And that is the end of that article.
Next article is by Good News Network. This is by Andy Corbley. Yeah, you got it. It was posted about 2 days ago, and it says seniors who eat more meat are less likely to develop dementia, studies find. First picture is just basically a variety or variations.
There is a variation of cuts of meat across the board that are labeled by the type.
Some include, what is that? Does that say log or leg?
Unfortunately, with the script that is used to label all these cuts of meat, it is a little bit blurry behind the glass of the case.
Oh, I can see one, chicken leg.
Mm-hmm. But most are a little bit blurry behind the glass case and done in a cursive script. So it's a little bit harder to read it, and we won't be able to read the cuts of meat. But there is a variation of types from animal and style.
And it's got variations of it, like some meats are whole, some of them are cut, some of them are diced up.
Yeah, I think they got it. Do you want to start reading?
Did I say who it was by again? Leonardo Carvalho?
Yep.
Yes, this picture was taken by Leonardo Carvalho. Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. Researchers in Sweden recently found that seniors were able to offset a genetic risk for Alzheimer's disease by consuming more meat. Wait, is it Alzheimer's or owl? Or either way, right?
Alzheimer's, yeah.
Because I said owl. I almost said owls.
Either way. Let's just keep going.
Anyways, the study authors say that their findings suggest that conventional
dietary
advice may be unfavorable to a subgroup of the population who carry the APOE gene. Now, infamous APOE is a gene that confers a greater risk of Alzheimer's disease. In Sweden, around 30% of the population are carriers of the gene combinations APOE 3/4, three-fourths.
APOE 3/4 or 3/4 or APOE 4/4.
And among Swedish Alzheimer patients, going at 70%, carry one of these two combinations. While the Swedish Food Agency presented an overview of research on the link between diet and dementia last year, more research was requested to assess a possible link between meat consumption and the development of dementia. This study tested the hypothesis that people with APOE 3/4 and 4/4 have a reduced risk of cognitive decline and dementia with higher meat intake. Based on the fact that APOE4 is the evolutionary oldest variant of APOE gene and may have arisen during a period where our evolutionary ancestors ate a more animal-based diet. Lead author Dr. Jacob Norgren at the Karolinska Institute in Solna said in a press release about the study. The research published in JAMA Network Open followed more than 2100, is that 21,000?
2,100.
Oh, 2,100 Swedes for up to 15 years, all of whom were aged 60 or older and had no diagnosis of dementia at the start of the study period. The
The association
between a self-reported diet and cognitive health measures were analyzed, adjusting for age, sex, education, and lifestyle factors. Among those who ate less meat, the group with APOE 3/4 and 4/4 had more than twice the risk of dementia than people without the gene variants. However, the increased risk of cognitive decline and dementia in the risk groups was not seen in the top 20% of participants who consumed the most meat, including red meat. Their average consumption was estimated at around 870 grams of meat per week. Standard.
It's okay. Where are you? Standardized
To a daily energy intake of 2,000 calories. Additionally, the 20% of participants who ate the second most meat per week on average had similar
per week on average had similar, albeit less robust scores for dementia.
albeit okay albeit less robust scores for dementia, cognition, and memory, suggesting that at least at this high level there was a dose-dependent response, a strong suggestion that results were more than just an observational coincidence. Those who ate more meat overall had significantly slower cognitive decline and a lower risk of dementia, but only if they had the APOE 3/4 or 4/4 gene variants, said Dr. Norgren. For those who are aware that they belong to this genetic risk group, The findings offer hope, and the risk may be modifiable.
Where are you? Modifiable.
Through lifestyle changes. The study also found that the type of meat consumed is important. A lower proportion of processed meat in total meat consumption was associated with a lower risk of dementia, regardless of APOE genotype. It said study Arthur, Dr. Sarah Gracia Patake.
It's okay. Yep. Patek.
Yeah, that's what she said. The research team also found a significant reduction in the chances of an early death in carriers of APOE 3/4 and 4/4 who ate higher quantities of unprocessed meat. The researchers pointed out that the research was observational and needs to be followed up with intervention studies that can better demonstrate causal relationships. Dr. Norgren said, clinical trials are now needed to develop dietary recommendations tailored to APOE genotype. Since the prevalence of APOE4 is about twice as high in the Nordic countries as in the
Mediterranean.
counties. I meant to say counties, not country. We are particularly well studied to conduct research. Huh?
It says Nordic countries as in the Mediterranean countries.
Oh, what then? Why was I saying county was wrong?
It's okay.
Mm.
It's okay.
We are particularly well suited to conduct research on tailored dietary recommendations for the risk group. Dietary research is difficult to conduct. It's difficult for people to make how much of what they ate in and day out, but keeping them isolated in a metabolic ward for 15 years would obviously be impossible. Almost all dietary research ever conducted involved gathering observations, not the gold standard of scientific research. That includes almost research that has shown that higher consumptions of meat is linked with increased risk factors for various diseases like
cancer, cardiovascular disease,
cancer, and others. Yeah. But I thought all that protein was good for you.
Oh, let's keep reading.
Whatever those studies might have shown with these relationships, it's 100% the case that the process of aging is both characterized by and driven by loss of muscle mass and the resulting increase in morbidity. The maintenance of muscle mass in old age is found to reduce morbidity and slowing the aging process, and it slows the aging process. High protein diets such as 1 gram protein per kilogram of body weight supports muscle management in old age. Maintenance. Yeah, some people, they just...
Let's keep reading.
Dementia is also part of the aging process, and so maintaining lean muscle mass, for which a protein-rich diet is a must, may indeed be more than
just a correlative
finding, which it currently is. More meat, it might be argued, equals more muscle mass, equals slower aging, and equals reduced risk of dementia. You can't get dementia in your 20s, can you?
No, it's much older medicine.
Okay.
All right. From the Springfield Daily Citizen, Answer Man. Oh, I apologize. From the Springfield Daily Citizen, Answer Man. Nearly impossible to see pavement markings for lanes on diverging diamond on rainy nights. The article starts with the aerial view of an aerial view of the diverging diamond on South National Avenue near the James River Freeway. Photo from the Greene County's Assessor's Office. Answer man. I frequently drive over the diverging diamond on South National Avenue near Cox Health Medical Center South. That intersection is a nightmare at night in the rain because you can't see the lines on the pavement. As they say, if we can put a man on the moon, then why can't we make reflective road paint that is visible at night in the rain? Vicki Hicks of Springfield. My effort to answer your question, Vicki, led me to David Mitchell, a spokesman for the Missouri Department of Transportation here in Springfield. David uses the term retroreflectivity that, right off the bat, I'll need to explain. Retroreflective materials reflect light back at the source. Reflective materials reflect light back in various directions. Retroreflective materials have tiny glass beads or prisms that redirect the light straight back to its source, such as the headlights of a vehicle. Such material commonly is used in traffic signs and safety clothing for workers who operate at night or in low light settings. It is effective for enhancing visibility. These glass beads must be embedded in the marking material, which is the paint used in the highway. The glass beads cannot be covered by the paint. So far, so good. But now, let's say it rains. Here's the problem, according to Mitchell. Water covers the painted stripe. Water changes how light is refracted by the glass beads. Instead of light reflecting back to the driver, a higher percentage of the light is bent and scattered in other directions. This results in a noticeable drop in retroreflectivity. Is there a solution? Yes, Mitchell says. Make the small glass beads a little bit bigger. The bigger the bead, the less likely it is to be submerged in water. MoDOT has switched to using larger beads to help with the issue, Mitchell tells me. The bad news, Vicki, is that MoDOT made the switch in 2015. So I'm guessing that these bigger beads already are in use, and the frustration you have about not seeing the road markings at night in the rain on the diverging diamond will continue. All right. Next article.
2015.
Let's keep reading. How about we read the first article that you were at before?
Fine. Next article is by SBJ, Springfield Business Journal. There's no title for oh, wait, there is a title. Never mind. Oh, I see. It's a picture first and then the title.
Yes, you got it.
The article starts with a slideshow of WTP ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the puck? Okay. One photo shows the inside of the building, and
the inside of the building is decorated with different hockey memorabilia, mostly for the Springfield. You're going too fast, Madison.
sorry.
It's okay. The first photo showed the two owners standing in front of the ice cream display case in front of their cash register. All right, how about you start reading the article, and it will explain more.
Continuing. Open for business. WTP ice cream. This is by Mike.
Cullinan.
This was posted 6 days ago. WTP ice cream, following a brief 2-month debut November 1st before closing for part of the winter season. WTP Ice Cream LLC is back open as of March 2nd in Nixa. The roughly 1,600 square foot shop is in a shopping center at 270 West Mount Vernon Street or Saint?
Street.
Near River of Life Church and an O'Reilly Auto Parts store, said Tim McKee, who co-owns the venture with his wife.
Oh, yep. I'm so sorry. You're right. Venture.
With his wife, Robin. The couple also owns a franchise of the UPS store in Republic and previously owned Rocco's Italian Kitchen in Republic, for around 15 years, he said. It's a hockey theme, particularly the St. Louis Blues. At WTP Ice Cream, which stands for What the Puck. An avid hockey fan, McKee, who declined to disclose startup costs, said the shop also includes a room with a domed hockey game for a domed hockey game table for customers to play. McKee said the couple signed a 5-year lease for an undisclosed rate with Cloud9 Property Management, LLC. The 5-employee store has 16 regular flavors and 4 non-dairy flavors, with prices ranging from $4.75 to $9. McKee said the hand-dipped ice cream is made on site and is served in cones, cups, pints, and milkshakes. There's a phone number at the bottom where you can call them. It's 417-714-4343. Is this part?
Mm-hmm.
But it's something different.
It's part of the Open for Business.
Okay, but it's not about ice cream anymore, is it?
No, it is not.
But it's still the same article. Continuing, Stone County Ambulance District. As of March 2nd, flag raising ceremony was
A March 2nd.
A March 2nd raising ceremony also served as the grand opening for the new ambulance station in Branson West of the Stone County Ambulance District. The facility at 15275 Business Highway 13, built to serve Branson West and nearby Kimberlin City, is part of a larger plan to add 5 ambulance stations across Stone County, said Jeff Hawkins, SCAD Executive Director. The new station is crewed by 2 first responders and serviced by 1 ambulance, Hawkins said. But it's built to accommodate 2 ambulances with 4 crew members. SCAD contrasts with Mercy EMS for ambulance service, and Hawkins said the crews work 48-hour shifts. The building comprises 3 garage bays, along with fully functional crew quarters and operational infrastructure. The completed station has a backup generator and features a living room, kitchen, and bedrooms, accommodating for EMS personnel. All right. As well as dedicated areas for important, well, I guess you could say important, but I meant to say important equipment, and medical supply storage. Cost was undisclosed for the station, whose interior was completed by SMJ Builders, LLC. You can either go to their website at stonecoambulancemo.gov or call them at 417-528-9803. Lastly is the
Panchero's Mexican Grill.
a fast casual restaurant franchise,
Panchero's.
Mexican Grill, opened its first Queen City location on February 3rd at 21,000 West Republic Road.
2100.
West Republic Road, and STE.
STE 100. Suite 100.
Oh, okay. In Majors
Crossing.
Can you say that word again?
Panchero's.
Is the unit that formerly housed Smokin' Bob's Barbecue, LLC. Dick Davis, co-owner of the Davis Fresh Mex, LLC, said he is a franchisee. in the company with his son Joe and Kim,
Shooning.
who serves as Director of Operations based in Fulton. Davis Fresh Mex also has
Pincheros.
restaurants in Columbia, Jefferson City, and Rolla. The Springfield shops filled 2,250 square feet and has 16 employees, led by General Manager Samantha Johnson. Dick Davis said, Davis, who graduated from the then Southwest Missouri State University in the 1970s, said the quality of the food at,
Pincheros.
which had some 80s locations system-wide, drew him to the concept after he retired as a Taco Bell franchisee.
Franchisee.
He declined to disclose startup costs or lease terms with
Majors Crossing LLC.
the menu at this
At Pincheros.
at that restaurant includes burritos, quesadillas, salads, and tacos, and entree prices range from $7.50 to $9.25. You can go them at
You can visit their website at pincheros.com/location/Springfield.
or call them call their phone number at 417-771-5211.
Can we still read it?
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you for tuning in to the Blind Community Thrift Store so far. The Blind Community Thrift Store is a spacious 17,000 square foot thrift store located in Springfield, Missouri. It holds the distinction of being the first retail store worldwide to incorporate Navi technology, which significantly enhances accessibility for the blind, visually impaired, and non-English speaking individuals.
This innovative
System enables customers to navigate and shop with minimal assistance, fostering independence and confidence. The store operates as a non-profit organization dedicated to generating funds that support the provision of adaptive technology and training for the blind community.
for the blind and visually impaired community.
Okay. Often at little to no cost. Visitors can learn more about the organization and access its services by visiting the store in person at 2713 North Kansas Expressway, Springfield, Missouri, or by exploring the website at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The website offers comprehensive information about the store's mission, services, and opportunities for community involvement, as well as details about the free store available to residents in the Springfield area.
All right. From the Springfield Daily Citizen, long ball bears. How Missouri State continues to rank among the nation's leaders in home runs. After hitting four dingers in a 16-2 rout of Oklahoma State on Tuesday, MSU has 50 home runs on the season. Article written by Jaden Pettis. The article starts with a photo of Logan Fife at the at Oral Roberts University at Hammons Field on February 24th, 2026. He is running across the field in his Missouri State baseball uniform. When Missouri State's batting average leader Logan Fife stepped to the plate with the bases loaded in the second inning on Tuesday against Oklahoma State, few at Hammons Field expected a repeat of what they saw minutes earlier. The shortstop smashed one over the left field wall from the team's second grand slam in as many innings. The Bears went on to rule the Cowboys 16-2 thanks to 4 home runs, 8 extra base hits, and a strong pitching performance from two-way junior Max Knight. Missouri State, 16-7, 5-1 Conference USA, continued a trend it's maintained all season. Slugging. The Bears' explosive offense ranks in the NCAA Division I Top 10, in both home runs, 50, and slugging percentage, .574, all while boasting an RPI that was ranked number 9 on Tuesday before the ensuing round of the Big 12 conference visitor. Carter Bergman, 10, Curry Sutherman, 8, and Tage Gollard, 7, led Missouri State in homers and have helped contribute to the team's total 108 extra base hits. It's helped the team cruise to an 11-0 start at home. It's best since I do apologize. I for some reason cannot read the sentence. It's best since a 13-0 start in 2001. The output has culminated in 8.9 runs per game and a .308 team batting average, each ranking number 1 in Conference USA. It's already been quite the inaugural CUSA season for the former Missouri Valley Conference member. Second year MSU head coach Joey Hawkins loves homers, Berkman said after the 16-2 rout on Tuesday. That's part of our hitting philosophy for sure. We push to hit the ball in the air and hit it hard. The senior backstop, whose 10 home runs ranked second among CUSA hitters, said that playing in a hitter-friendly park like Hammons Field makes it that much easier to pick up on an extra home run or two when the wind catches a pop fly just right. I've never known anything different, he said. It's awesome. I know there's other places, like we played at Liberty, that's not a hitter's park. Playing here, the ball's gonna go for you. It gives you all the confidence in the world. There is a photo of the team being talked to by the coach in the dugout. They're all standing around the coach as he speaks to them. Photo from February 24th, 2026, provided by Bruce Stidham. Hawkins' love for homers has led the team to rank 8th in the nation with 472 home runs since he took over as hitting coach in 2022. This is my 5th year running the offense. It's something I still do as the head coach, Hawkins said. I'm just a big believer in trying to be a dynamic number 1. But, your ability to hit the ball hard goes a long way in baseball. A lot of people think it's just the home runs, which that's a big piece of it. But you see us hit those doubles down the line, they get to the fence quick. We hit them hard, they add up. And it's not easy when you're a pitcher and balls are just flying all over the yard. The former Missouri State shortstop said he likes his hitters feeling free in the box with runners on base, which is why they push for this situation so often. It's a big, big motto for our offense is when we do get in those situations where there's a lot of traffic, 2 guys are on our bases loaded, Hawkins said. It's just a good reminder that the pressure's on the pitcher in those spots. Just be free and you're going to get pitches to hit. Knight junior outfielder Caden Bogenpole, 4, widely expected to be a first-round pick in July's MLB draft. Charlie Carter, 4, and Max Knight, 4, are also among MSU home run leaders. Knights shut down his former team. There is a photo of Max Knight as he stands in a group of other MSU baseball team members. He is looking off camera. This is from February 24th, 2026, photo by Bruce Stidham. Knight not only avenged an early season 8-7 road loss against Oklahoma State, but got a little payback against a former squad that didn't give him much playing time during his tenure. The 6'3" Bigsby, Oklahoma native, spent a season with the Cowboys before transferring to Missouri State before his sophomore year. He appeared in just 5 games during his freshman year with OSU, going 2 for 3, .667, with a double and a walk-in 3 recorded at-bats. The two-way standout was used in only 1 appearance on the mound, in which he gave up a hit and run. On Tuesday, Knight held the Cowboys to just 2 hits through the first 4 innings of Tuesday's games, while collecting 6 strikeouts in that span. A shaky 5th took him out of contention for the win, but his efforts did not go unnoticed in this victory. He finished the game with 4 and 1 third innings, and 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, both in the 5th, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The Southpaw has not yet started a game prior to the matchup with OSU, but Hawkins said desperate times on the pitching side called for desperate measures. There's no hiding that our starting pitch hasn't been great, Hawkins said. We kind of went into this week just looking to be creative. We really didn't go in with the plan of him going into the 5th inning. We were just going to take it inning by inning. Knight shoved his way through 4 shutout innings to give the Bears the time and space they needed to push ahead of his former team. I loved how he threw the ball, Hawkins said. We really need a competitive start. He played there. He doesn't have any hard feelings against them, but, that one, I'm sure felt pretty good for him. He, along with his battery mate, Charlie Carter, who also previously played at Oklahoma State, had a little extra motivation, according to Sutherland. It was unbelievable, Sutherland said. It was a lot of fun to watch. Though the belief is that this was just another game for Knight among most of his teammates and coaches, Bergman said the added motivation pushed him to be successful in his first start of the season. I don't know if he says anything about playing against his former team mattering, but I know this game means something to him, and that's what we get from Knight. It's that type of player. He's that guy. Swing and miss stuff. He gave us a great start, and I really didn't expect any different. Missouri State travels to NCAA tournament regular and Conference USA Power Dallas Baptist 14-11, 4-2 on Friday to start a 3-game series. That is the end of that article.
Alright, next article is by Springfield News-Leader. Yes. Hot weather can drain you out.
Do you want to keep reading?
Yes. But this one isn't about weather. This one is about Missouri courts warning the public about fake CaseNet websites. Oh, one's going to be a little bit interesting. This one's by Dave DeMille. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. DeMille. This is by Columbia Daily Tribune.
Dave DeMille, Columbia Daily Tribune.
Oh, is that like where he's from, or?
That's probably what he works with.
Okay.
Would you like to start reading?
Anyways, it's bogus, right? Or is it bogus?
A bogus website.
Okay, so yeah, I know bogus. A bogus website mimicking Missouri's Case.net system has triggered a statewide warning after officials saying it may expose users to malware. The Missouri
Judiciary
said the
fraudulent
domain casenetmo.us. Yeah, I thought it was us parentheses, but
.us.
okay, casenetmo.us, comma, was discovered Wednesday, March 18th. It doesn't say comma. I was just, yes.
It's okay.
Anyways, it was discovered Wednesday, March 18th, and appears designed to resemble an official court portal, according to a community announcement. The announcement states that several additional websites using variations of the Case.net, name have surfaced, including mocasenet.us. Should I read the dash?
Yes.
Okay, so including mo-casenet.us, casenetmo.net, mo-case.net, casenetmonet.website3.me, and www.casenetmo.us. That was hard for me to say.
It's okay. Keep going.
Okay. Anyways, court officials said none of these sites are affiliated with Missouri's
Judiciary.
and it's unclear whether they pose
Similar.
similar risks. Whether they pose similar risks. Law enforcement authorities have been notified, and the investigation is ongoing. There's a picture on the bottom of the article. I can't really quite make it out. I can make out a few words, but half of the words are kind of blurry.
So the picture is a screenshot of the official case.net website to show what it would look like on the front page.
And it says case.net, the online database and filing system for Missouri court documents. Missouri's
Judiciary
is investigating multiple CaseNet lookalikes that could pose security risks, and officials are advised using official links only, such as
or via
MissouriCase.net.
That was a quote from MissouriCase.net.
Oh, but via means and, right?
No, it means from
Okay.
essentially.
Oh, like via Amazon Alexa. Okay.
Yes. Would you like to continue?
Yeah, sorry, these words are just
It's okay.
huge.
Just keep going. You got this. Just keep going.
Yeah. All right. According to the announcement, the only authentic case.net is the free public portal accessible public portal
It's okay.
public portal accessible through the Missouri Courts website at courts.mo.gov, courts.mo.gov, or directly at courts.mo.gov/casenet courts.mo.gov/casenet. Users are encouraged to navigate directly to these links and avoid clicking on search results that claim to offer case.net services. Officials emphasized that the legitimate system is developed and maintained solely by Missouri court personnel. Should I read this part?
Yep. Anyone with questions?
Yeah, anybody with questions or concerns may contact the may contact the state courts administrators help desk at this number, 888-541-4894, or by emailing them at OSCA, they're all capitalized, .help.desk@courts.mo.gov, according to the announcement.
All right. Thank you, Madison. From the Springfield Business Journal, Crosstown barbecue owner planning for retirement. The article starts with a photo of Steve Williams, the owner of the Crosstown Barbecue Incorporated, who, as he sits in one of his own booths and smiles at the camera. Article is written by Claudette Riley. With the goal of retiring in 3 or 4 years, restaurant owner Steve Williams wants to hire an employee to manage and possibly take over the longtime business. Williams has been at the helm of Crosstown Barbecue Incorporated at 1331 East Division Street for 45 years. The business was started by his father, Jesse Williams, in 1970. I was looking for someone that is interested to make this a career for their life and for their family, Williams said in a short video posted March 20th on Facebook. As you know, my dad passed it down to me, and I'm ready to pass it down to someone else. Williams said family, including 4 children, have other dreams. My family members are not so interested, so that being the case, I'm ready to adopt some more family members, he said in the video. In a follow-up interview, March 23rd, Williams said his goal is to hire 2 employees, including one that would work into a manager's role so he could take a vacation. He runs the restaurant Tuesday through Saturday with the assistance of 2 employees, but does not have a designated employee to help operate the food truck parked in South Springfield. Williams, 64, said he'd like to step away from the restaurant in the near future. I'm trying to get somebody ready if they want to make a career out of it, if they want to buy it, or if they just want to rent it while I'm retired, he said. 3 years ago, Williams told Springfield Business Journal that a project started in mid-2022 to reconstruct part of Division Street was disruptive to traffic flow and cut into his revenue. He said business picked up after the work was done. We have not fully recovered from it, he said in an interview yesterday with SBJ. It's still a struggle at times.
Recovered from what?
What was just mentioned in the article.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I didn't register that part.
It's okay. William said he appreciates regular customers who drop by for a meal or takeout order. When you've been in business as long as we have, some of your regulars are going to die off and retire and not be in as often as they used to be as they got older, he said. It is just a matter of trying to reinvent ourselves every 4 or 5 years with new customers coming and create new regular customers. To drum up business, Williams plans to start a Pitmaster for a Day program to teach enthusiasts how to expertly smoke meats. He encouraged anyone interested in working for the restaurant to stop by for a conversation. He expects to start new hires at $15, but he is willing to increase the hourly wage based on skills and responsibilities. If I see you doing a good job and you're taking an interest, then I would increase it, he said. Williams said skills, such as smoking meat and running a business, can be taught as long as the employee loves interacting with customers. My business is all about relationships. My business is all about face-to-face, shaking the hand, talking to a person. It's not just about a barbecue, he said. It's that old-fashioned come in, I'll look you in the eye. I'll fix you good barbecue and ask you what's going on with your family, how you are, and that matters. And that is the end of that article.
What a sweet guy.
Here, Madison, why don't you read the next article, please?
Next up is, once again, by Springfield News-Leader. It's by
Janie Reeser.
And the title is Build My Future to Draw Ozarks Students to Skilled Trades. Build My Future to Draw Ozarks Students to Skilled Trades Showcase. More than 3,000 high school students are expected to attend the Build My Future Construction Showcase on April 1st. The event will take place from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds E-Plex, according to a community announcement. Students will be able to participate in 67 hands-on exhibits representing various skilled trades, and these include bricklaying, roofing, flooring, installation, carpentry, and plumbing. So, house stuff, nice.
Keep going.
The event also features careers related to construction, such as private and civil engineering, architecture, and
utility.
Yeah, utility. I can say utility.
It's okay.
Build My Future Showcase what?
Build My Future Showcase features hands-on exhibits.
I was trying to say also and feature at the same time.
It's okay. Let's just keep going.
A total of 95 schools and academic programs for a 24-county area in southern Missouri will take part in the showcase. Organizers expect attendees to explore a wide range of careers, from design to engineering to labor. There is an increased urgency to recruit new workers to the construction industry, due in part to the upcoming retirement of the baby boomer generation. The Build My Future model has been adopted in several cities in Missouri and other states, according to the announcement. States that have
implemented
similar events also include Arkansas, Florida, Iowa, Kansas, New Mexico, Ohio, Oklahoma, New Jersey, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Wisconsin. At the end of the article, it says, for more information, contact Megan Herzog at Megan. You can find her through her email at megan@springfieldcontractors.org, or by phone by calling 417-839-7612 or 417-862-1313. So either by email or by those two numbers,
Mhm.
either one.
From the Springfield Daily Citizen, Springfield Art Museum's On the Lawn series offers free outdoor fun. While the museum is closed for renovations, it's planning community events for its hatch lawn. Article by Jeff Kissinger. The article starts with a photo of the hatch lawn as it currently is, overviewing the lawn itself as well as the sidewalk and an art installation.
Oh, I thought that was
Photo
a
by-
bench.
Photo by Jeff Kissinger.
I thought that was a bench with an overhang. That'd be cool though.
It would. Remember. Activities are returning to the Springfield Art Museum campus as it undergoes a massive 3-year renovation. On the Lawn, a free monthly outdoor series invites the community to unwind, create, and connect on the museum's hatch lawn from April through October. On the Lawn debuts on April 11th and wraps up on October 10th. Events are scheduled for the second Saturday every month, with free drop-in activities designed for all ages and interests. Visitors can enjoy hands-on art experiences, yoga and wellness sessions led by the Wellness Collective, live music, yard games, volunteer opportunities including Fast Night Creek cleanups, and more. A Springfield Art Museum media release said, all activities are free to attend, with select sessions requiring pre-registration to ensure adequate supplies and staffing. Registration links can be found on the Springfield Art Museum's On the Lawn webpage. Guests are encouraged to bring a lawn chair, blanket, picnic, or sketchbook to enjoy a relaxing morning outdoors. With the museum's buildings closed, portable restrooms will be available. The schedule for On the Lawn is subject to change and weather dependent. Here's what's planned for April 11th. 8 a.m., free yoga with the Wellness Collective, registration required. 9 a.m., Fast Night Creek cleanup, registration required. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., yard games and self-guided art activity. 10 a.m., music by Stevie Newman. 11 a.m., music by Joe Dillstrom. And 11:30, gesture drawing sessions, registration required. The full schedule for On the Lawn is available on the Springfield Art Museum website, as are applications for those interested in assisting with volunteer efforts throughout the series. That is the end of that article.
I hate having a loose bracket.
It's okay. How about we keep reading?
I'm good though. Next article is from, Britannic,
Britannic?
Today in History. I'm going to read two things. First off, featured biography, Nancy Pelosi.
Yep.
Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Nancy. She just turned 86. And today is also a featured event that happened in 1752. Britain enacts the Murder Act. On this day in 1752, the Great Britain enacted the Murder Act, which was a law that imposed harsh punishments for those convicted of murder, such as allowing murderers' bodies to be dissected.
Postmortem.
Lawmakers hoped that this would help meet surgeons' need for
Cadavers.
as body snatching, sometimes orchestrated by murderers for profit, and was the
Illicit.
practice often to acquire corpses. However, the act was ultimately unsuccessful, and the 1832 Anatomy Act repealed most of the main clauses in the Murder Act. Enact, is that basically stop?
What?
Does enact mean stop?
It depends on the context.
I'm just saying that it's a good thing that they enacted that, right?
It was the start of them putting the act out.
Oh, okay, so it is, or
It's okay. How about I explain it after?
yes. But we're good, guys.
From the Springfield Daily Citizen, Second time's the charm. Springfield voters to reconsider hotel tax increase on April 7th. If approved, the 3% increase would help fund the expansion and renovation of the Springfield Expo Center. Article written by Jack McGee. The article starts with an overhead view of the Springfield Expo Center that shows off the entrance, the top, and the field to the right. In depth. For the second time in 5 months, Springfield voters on April 7th will consider a 3% hotel tax increase to help fund a proposed convention and event center via the expansion and renovation of the Springfield Expo Center at 635 East St. Louis Street. If approved, the measure would increase Springfield Hotel's license tax from 5% to 8%, making the total lodging tax rate, including the base sales tax rate, but excluding any additional taxes and special taxing districts, 16.1%. Collections would begin on July 1st, 2026. The tax increase would sunset after 35 years. The ballot measure titled Question 1 reads, Shall the City of Springfield, Missouri impose an additional 3% license tax on the business of renting, leasing, or letting living quarters, sleeping accommodation rooms, or a part thereof in connection with any hotel, motel, tourist court, or short-term rental derived from or paid by transient guests for sleeping accommodations for the purpose of attracting travel and tourism, including the construction, operation, and maintenance of a regional convention and event center. The additional 3% license tax shall automatically expire after a period of 35 years. As indicated in the ballot language, the tax would be incurred on overnight accommodations at hotels and short-term rentals, such as Airbnb and Vrbo. Springfield voters narrowly rejected a similar measure in November 2025 in an election that has a 7.12% turnout. Unlike the hotel tax increase on the April 7th ballot, the previous tax measure proposed to make the 3% increase permanent. There is a preliminary rendering of the proposed convention center. It seems to be that the proposed idea is to give the convention center a second floor that is mostly window. The rendering also shows it to be very busy with several vendors up front. This is all computer generated. Revenues from the tax would help cover the debt service on a $175 million convention and event center, as proposed by a market demand and feasibility study recently conducted by Hunden Partners, a Chicago-based consulting firm specializing in destination real estate and tourism. Following the November election, city leaders went back to the drawing board to determine if there was still a path forward for the proposed convention and event center. Equipped with community feedback from a survey and series of listening sessions, the city put forward a similar tax measure accompanied by more details about the project and pre-designed visuals created by a world-renowned architecture firm. Advocates say the proposed facility could be a game-changer for Springfield by creating jobs, stimulating private investment, and delivering economic benefits across the city. Critics, however, say the tax money would be better spent elsewhere and question how the project will benefit everyday citizens, and if the investment will generate the benefits projected by Hunden Partners. Project could encompass 250,000 square feet. The 205-page Hunden Partners report, which was presented to the Springfield City Council last summer, recommends a facility of 125,000 square feet in event space, including 65,000 square feet exhibition hall, a 30,000 square foot ballroom, a 14,000 square foot junior ballroom, and a 16,000 square foot of meeting space and an outdoor plaza. In total, the project could encompass some 250,000 square feet of gross floor area, including a lobby, concourse, service corridor, kitchen, storage, and other support spaces, as indicated by the request for qualifications issued by the city last year for architectural services and a constructional manager at risk. Since then, the city has contracted with the global architecture firm Populous, which is leading a design team that also features Springfield-based SAP Design architects. Crossland Construction was selected as the CMAR. Max Hecoy, President and CEO of Visit Springfield, Missouri, stands in front of a board as he gives a presentation regarding the possible convention center at a lunch work session on Tuesday, July 8th, 2025, at the Bush Municipal Building in Springfield. This photo is provided by Jen Wilson. While the study does not identify a specific location the event center should be located, it refers to the vacant parcel between the Springfield Expo Center and Jordan Valley Car Park, which has previously been envisioned as a possible site for a new convention center as a potential development area, and firmly suggests that the economic impact of the facility would be greatest if it was located near downtown amenities. Leading up to the November election, city officials did not propose a specific location for the project, but suggested the entirety of downtown was in play. However, the city has since identified the vacant parcel as well as the Springfield Expo Center itself as the project site. Both are owned by the city. Expo Center site would be repurposed. As proposed, the facility would fit on the two properties, demonstrated by preliminary renderings unveiled on March 19th. The renderings depict a multi-story addition to the Expo Center that would utilize a portion of the vacant lot, while leaving part of it for an outdoor plaza. Tim Rosenberry, the city's director of quality of place initiatives, emphasized at the March 19th event that the renderings are not intended to be an exact representation of the final project, but rather to help the public visualize what the facility could look like. While the city plans to repurpose most of the Expo Center, the future of its western section remains to be determined. Originally a standalone building, this portion used to house a Sears store before it was incorporated into the Expo Center as a function space separate from the exhibition hall. However, low ceilings and columns made the space go largely unused and unmarketable, according to the city. The next picture is of another possible rendering as seen of the building as seen from the air. It looks to be that the rendering is proposing that the aerial view of the Expo Center have a series of lawns on top, as well as rooftop access. I apologize, it is not described, it is just the computer rendering of it, as well as solar panels off to one side. The Spheres building, on the other hand, is something we want to look at in more detail with respect to how much it's going to cost and whether it's to improve, to mothball, or to replace. And I really don't know which way we're going to go yet, Rosenberry said. In addition to the event center itself, the study calls for a 400-room connected hotel affiliated with a major hotel chain, estimated to cost $209 million, and an additional 600 hotel rooms within walking distance. While the city maintains that the hotel will be privately funded and is actively seeking interest for the project, the study suggests the possibility of public-private partnership. City pledges no general revenue funds to finance hotel. In an interview with the Springfield Daily Citizen, Mayor Jeff Schrag emphasized that the city would not use general fund revenues to finance a hotel, but said the city has a variety of mechanisms at its disposal to assist a private developer, including tax increment financing and industrial development bonds. Chapter 100 of the Missouri Revised Statutes authorizes local governments to issue industrial development bonds to finance a wide variety of projects and equipment for private corporations and individuals, subject to approval by the local governing body. These bonds can be structured as tax-exempt and therefore issued at a lower interest rate than conventional financing. Under Chapter 100, a private entity purchases the bonds and repays them over a period of time, during which the local government would retain ownership of the project. Once the bonds are repaid, the government would transfer the project to the company. Projects funded through Chapter 100 bonds may also be eligible for real and personal property tax abatement and sales tax exemptions. There is a photo of Mayor Jeff Schrag in an orange shirt as he faces the city of Springfield. I apologize. As he sits in front of the City of Springfield logo and talks to a crowd. On Tuesday, July 8th, 2025, at the Bush Municipal Building in Springfield. Photo by Jen Wilson. There are also other tools that the city can do, but with the pledge is there are other tools that the city can do, but what the pledge is there is no general revenue funds, Schrag says. Schrag emphasizes the city will be looking out for the citizens more so than it was able to in the 2000s, when plans to build an expanded convention center development next to the Expo Center fell flat after John Q. Hammond's Hotel and Resorts failed to secure financing for the project. We had the benefit of standing on the foundation that was built in the early 2000s, and the foundation not been built. And had that foundation not been built, this would be a very different conversation, Schrag said. But because it was built at the time, we have the luxury of looking out more for the taxpayer in the city in the interest of keeping this maintained long term. I apologize. Among other recommendations, the feasibility study also identifies the need for 900 to 1,200 connected parking spaces. With 977 parking spaces, the Jordan Valley Car Park would fit the bill. However, it is not owned by the city, but by Atrium Hospitality. Atrium also owns the University Plaza Hotel and Convention Center across the street from the project site. It manages the Expo Center through a long-standing contract with the city. There is an aerial view of the empty lot between the current Convention Center, or Expo Center, and the parking lot previously discussed. Photo by Bruce Didam. While the city-owned Expo Center and adjacent parcel can accommodate the recommended facility, it remains unclear where the connected hotel and parking facilities will be located. City Manager David Cameron has previously acknowledged that the city has engaged in discussions with private property owners, though there have been no news on how those discussions have progressed. Rosenberry indicated at the March 19th design reveal event that a hotel could potentially fit on the project side, and that the Jordan Valley Car Park could provide parking for the proposed convention center. Study project $1.347 billion in economic impact. While Springfield is home to a number of convention centers and event venues suitable for smaller events, it lacks a facility with the capacity and versatility of a true convention center, according to Mark Hikoy, President and CEO of Visit Springfield, Missouri Springfield's nonprofit tourism bureau. The feasibility study identifies three main function space types: an exhibit ballroom space, and meeting space. None of Springfield's existing facilities feature all three. The Expo Center, for example, only has an exhibit hall and meeting space. For those who say we already have a convention center, I'd actually say I don't think that could be further from the truth in terms of what we have and what we don't have, Hickwit said. We have a very underperforming Expo Center, and we have a number of hotels that have a good meeting space at the end. That said, Hikoy said the proposed facility will be more than a convention center, hence the inclusion of events in the ballot language. It's a gathering point for the community, and we've heard populace talk about how the buildings of the future will be complete mixed-use venues, Hikoy said. One day there will be a convention, the next day there will be a sporting event, the next day there will be a resident-type event, yoga, you name it. The space is designed to be fully utilized, and that's what we don't have right now. Combined University Plaza and Expo Center boast the most square footage of any event space in Springfield, but are weighed down by other problems, including misalignment between the city and Atrium Hospitality, according to the feasibility study, which refers to the two facilities as underperforming assets. There's another photo of an aerial view of the University Plaza Hotel and Convention Center. Photo by Bruce Sidham. While Expo Center visitation has increased since 2020, it remains below pre-pandemic levels, according to data compiled by Hunden Partners. Meanwhile, the facility hosted an average of 11 Visit Springfield Source events per year between 2019 and 2024, excluding 2020. The Expo Center did not provide its own data for the study. Despite the poor performance of the Expo Center, the Hunden Partners report suggests that it's not indicative of future success, as the facility is only an exhibit hall, not a proper convention center, and is certainly outdated. As proposed, the Convention and Event Center is projected by Hunden Partners to generate $1.347 billion in new spending over the next 30 years, as well as $63.3 million in state tax revenues and $68.7 million in local tax revenues. The center is also projected to host as many as 164 events and 251 event days a year within 4 years of opening, drawing 179,546 attendees while also adding 80,000 hotel room nights. in addition to supporting jobs throughout the construction of potential project. The study estimates a new event center would create more than 200 full-time equivalent jobs. Independent feasibility work estimates around $1.1 billion in economic activity over 20 years and as many as 800 new jobs over 10 years, according to the city. Room nights generated by regional competitors below projections. However, critics caution that the economic benefit of convention center remains uncertain. Haywood T. Sanders, a professor emeritus at the University of Texas at San Antonio, who has extensively researched the convention center industry, says that this is especially true in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. The industry has been very, very quick in the midst of COVID and its immediate aftermath to say, people love to meet face to face. The meeting industry is coming back. Things are growing. Everything is fine, Sanders said. And when I look back at the convention center performance, and it's still early to get data for 2025 for most places, but if we look at real performance for both centers and individual events, no, things haven't come back. And it doesn't look like that way in which they have, to some extent, grown since 2022. It doesn't look like they're coming back at a rate that will get them back to 2018 and 2019 levels anytime soon. Even before 2020, some convention centers failed to achieve the economic impact estimated by consultants. For example, the Overland Park Convention Center, which the Hutton report identifies as regional competitor, was projected in a feasibility study to generate 74,100 room nights annually by 2011, nearly a decade after it opened. Not only did it fail to generate anything close to that many room nights in a year, but the number of annual room nights produced by the facility has steadily declined, Sanders said. The center, by 2009, was generating about 38,000 hotel room nights, Sanders said. By 2018, that figure fell to 23,300, and the 2024 figure was 28,862. Similarly, the St. Charles Convention Center, also considered a regional competitor, has failed to live up to expectations, projected to generate a stabilized rate of 60,800 hotel room nights a year by 2014. The facility only produced 26,290 in 2019 and 19,514 in 2024, according to Sanders. If you're relying on the consultant's forecast at the very least, the St. Charles and Overland Park causes the Hunden specifically references should give you a pause, because lots of times you don't get close to what the consultant forecasts, Sanders said. Sanders also questions the logic in forecasting out 30 years, given what's going on with our national, to say nothing of the global economy over the last 30 years. The first thing you should recognize is that doing anything out 30 years is open to serious questions, Sanders said. I mean, at the very least, one should ask for a downside scenario and a downside estimate. You won't find that here. Hutton Partners acknowledges in the feasibility study that macroeconomics events cannot be predicted and may impact the performance of event numbers. Springfield tenants urge a no vote. Despite the city's effort to address concerns and improve communication, opposition remains prevalent in the community, evident from the survey results presented by the city. Although organized opposition is still somewhat limited, an influential civic group has come out against the tax measure. In a March 12th Facebook post, the citywide tenant union, Springfield Tenants Unite, urged voters to once again reject the tax increase. The blatant refusal to accept the will of the people and dogged marketing campaign is not only an insult to our intelligence, but an direct denial of our dire need for improved community necessities and protections, the post read in part. While we continue to fight for our tenant rights and basic decency in our housing, the city funnels our limited financial resources into passing an unpopular development that has no clear payoff for the people who call Springfield home. While Stun paid attention to the previous proposal, it did not declare a public stance leading up to the November election, according to Alice Barber, co-founder and leader of the nonprofit union. One of the reasons they have changed course with the April tax measure, Barber said, is that it's being brought back after voters rejected it. The people of Springfield have already voted on this hotel tax, and what's coming back on the ballot is not meaningfully different. Barber said, we're seeing just that what we're seeing at the state level. The people vote on an issue. It's clear where we stand, and then it just comes back in front of us over and over again. And we don't want to see the city of Springfield doing what we're seeing from the state and not listening to the will of the people. Barber said the will of the people has also been evident through town hall meetings recently hosted by the council members. It's very clear to us that in city surveys, as the at the town halls, and at the ballot box, Springfield residents have made it clear that we're not convinced this
The
convention
time is
center is good
12
for
p.m.
Springfield, Barbara said. We've heard it from our folks all over town, all of walks of life, all across the political spectrum. People just don't believe that this is what Springfield needs right now. Leading up to the April 7th election, Sun is conducting a Get Out the Vote launch to educate voters so they know to vote no on the proposal and demand that our city officials prioritize solutions for safe, accessible, and affordable housing for our community, according to March 22nd Facebook post for the organization.
Oh, shoot, looks like our time's up. Thank you for listening to the Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service. Tune in every week, Monday through Friday, on the Blind Community Thrift Store's YouTube channel at 10 a.m. for more up-to-date news from the Springfield News-Leader, Springfield Daily Citizen, Springfield Business Journal, and 417 Magazine. Listen after we are live on the Audio Reader Network at www.reader.ku.edu. All broadcasts are played over KSMU's subcarrier airwaves at 67 kilohertz on 91.1 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Contact Audio Reader Network for more information on receiving a pre-programmed radio. I'm Madison.
And I'm Savannah.
And we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you for listening.
Stay dry out there.